friends, this is Elizabeth with the Kilby Life. I wanted to get back on here and post an update video of how our school year is going. At the beginning of the year, I posted a video with the different curriculums that we were going to be using and kind of picking and choosing from different companies. And some of them were brand new to us. So I feel like we have enough experience with them now to give you a better idea of if we like it and if we don't like it and why. The first one I had talked about was this Character of God Bible study from the Daily Grace Company, which I used with all of our school-age kids. And it's really simple. It's one page of, let's see if I can get close enough, one page of like a devotional with a scripture, and then it has like 3 questions for each one. So it was super simple, easy for them to follow along and understand, and it didn't take so much time that they lost interest. It was quick and fast paced, so we really liked that one. So much that we actually ordered another one from them called The Story of the Bible from A to Z. And this one, the readings were a little bit longer, but they still hung in there really well. And we enjoyed this one a lot as well. So I'm going to continue to look for family products from the Daily Grace Company to use with the kids as we continue schooling. Right now, we are at a church that's using the Orange curriculum, and they have a 4-day-a-week, like, take-home devotional Bible study thing that they pass out to all the kids. So I have been snagging those from my 8-year-old Sunday school class, and we've been using those as a family too. And one of the things that's really cool about them is they focus on a single character quality each month. Like this month they're talking about compassion. Last month it was self-control. So it gives us a lot of opportunities to talk about the same character quality and practice it over and over. For history this year, we had planned to stick with the good and the beautiful and go back through their 4-year cycle. Like I talked about in that other video, they have what they call Student Explorers that gives extended assignments based on your age group. So something that Grace would have done on the first level the first time around, she would have hit on the second or third level the next time we went through. So it was a cool way to keep everybody actively involved and to really target a bunch of different age groups. But when we started going back through it, I just didn't love it. And so I wanted to look for different points of views. And you know, if we only have, let's say, 60 history lessons a year, that's only 240, yeah, I math real good. That was only like 240 lessons. And so to continue to do those repeatedly instead of looking for different information or different points of view or different highlights from other curriculums seemed like I was kind of doing my kids a disservice. So we actually ended up ordering year 1 of Story of the World. And this one is a little bit different than The Good and the Beautiful because The Good and the Beautiful covers ancient to modern history in different ways all 4 years. And this one is your more standard ancient times focus, and then the next one covers the next chunk and so on through their 4-year cycle. So we are going to stick with this. We are only about a third of the way done. So we are going to finish this as much as we can this year and then finish it up next year and then move on to the second book. But the kids have been begging to do history with this. They love it. It gives us coloring pages and map work. It gives a test that they like doing. It gives them a good review at the end of each lesson. So it's been really working well for us so far. For our science, we set out using God's Design for Life for the younger kids for it's from Masterbooks, and we've used General Science 1 for my older daughter this year. And next year, I think we might stick with this for the younger years. We might switch it up and do something a little bit different. But my oldest daughter is loving their junior high curriculum, so she's going to stick with that and do General Science 2 next year. This one has a lot of great activities in it. The lessons are short and to the point. The lessons are easy to follow, and they just really enjoy the different activities that go with them. So for English this year, everybody set out using The Good and the Beautiful except for my 5th grade daughter. Yes, she's in 5th grade. My 5th grade daughter, she switched over to Masterbook's Language Lessons for a Living Education because The Good and the Beautiful is just not a good setup for her learning style, which was fine. What I have discovered this year is that all of the things that I want to love about The Good and the Beautiful, the incorporation of geography and artwork and art projects and all of the things, is also kind of what I dread about opening that curriculum. It's a great curriculum, and actually my oldest 2 are going to use it because they're self-led lessons and levels I feel like are still a really good fit. But for the younger years, I wanted something that offers a little bit more. Here's the concept, here's practice that goes with it. Here's the concept, here's practice that goes with it. Because I can always add in geography and artwork and those kinds of things, but when I feel like I have to complete it all, because that's my personality, I just get overwhelmed by it, and I don't find it as fun as I would want to. And I don't think the kids are enjoying it as much. Now, for the Language Lessons for Living Education, we probably won't be using that next year either, although it was a good fit for this year. I feel like that one, too, just doesn't have enough practice in it. So we probably are not going to stick with it, but it was a really kind of a good confidence builder and boost for this year. All of our kids so far have used Math Mammoth from 1st grade up until 6th grade, and we're going to keep doing that. I feel like it's a really solid curriculum. And then after that, they switch over to teaching textbooks so they can do it on the computer and get a little bit more in-depth teaching and examples. And so far, that setup has worked really well for us. We're going to keep using that. Both curriculums have worked really, really well. And then I talked about typingclub.com, which we're using for the older 4 kids just to get some practice in typing skills. We also are using spelling training. It's a website where you can put in your own list or pick one of their lists for spelling this year, and that's going pretty well too. I just have to go in and update the list every week and say this is what I want you to work on now instead of that list, and it gives them lots of games and opportunities to practice. Some of my kids are really good at video games, so I feel like sometimes they get caught up in the gaming aspect of it instead of the spelling practice aspect, but it's still a good chance for them to get on the computer and practice typing and those skills, so we will probably stick with letting them continue to use it for next year. A lot of the curriculums that we picked at the beginning of the year are still working great, and we're going to continue to use them. History was the only one that I really felt like we needed to make a change right now. And then English, we're going to keep tweaking next year and see if we can find a better fit for our younger ages. But we'll stick with The Good and the Beautiful for the older 2 and their self-led levels. This has been one of my favorite school years so far, and I think it's a combination of the ages of the kids that are schooling, the ages of the kids that are not schooling, and just having a really solid fit with most of our curriculums that we are looking forward to doing, that they are learning from, that are challenging without being overwhelming. And so if you are looking for any good quality curriculums, any of the ones I talked about, I would highly recommend. Even the ones that we're not going to keep using just because they're not a good fit for us, they're still a quality curriculum and your kids are going to learn a lot from them. So feel free to ask any questions you might have about any of the resources that we talked about, and I would love to hear what your favorite curriculum is for any subject that you guys have been using so far, either this school year or you've used in the past. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more homeschooling content on the Kilby Life.